A very pleasant Tuesday morning to you. Welcome once again to Untengle on the Bridge 99 FM. So, I came inside the studio this morning. I'm telling you, it was only men until Cavell came in. Why are you brothers so excited about when a man never knows that it was another man and it was really another man, but him they think it was a woman? I mean, it's like uno go crazy when that happened to one of uno. Can you tell me why? It's like uno just have a ball when that happened. And uno don't want it happen to another uno. So I don't know why uno find it so funny. Yes, came inside the studio and I saw a picture of of, of the whatever. What? But the whatever looked like a woman to me. But no, the man that insists is man, is a man, is a man. What am I gonna do if I find out it says a woman? Anyway, it wouldn't be that funny after all. It wouldn't be that funny after all. Anyway, good morning, Richie B. Good morning, Up and Go crew. But this is something that crosses over. So it's both the Untengle team and the Up and Go team. Most of the men, I see Jojo laughing. I'm not sure I'll find out later what she was laughing about. But I'm sure what the men were laughing about because they wanted to be a man. Them did want it to be a man on stage. And, I am going to bet you that it probably was a woman. I want to feel it was a woman just for fun's sake. Anyway, that's that. Until, of course, Beauregard come in and then that's not that. But morning. Once again, have a wonderful day, Richie B and the Up and Go team. Want to say morning to all those who always make it the Bridge 99 FM. That's why we're here. We're here for you. And want to say a very special morning also to Team Untengle. We have right here beside me Mr. Roxroy Hutchinson. And I'm glad to say you're in a black lizard. We can't feel him.
I can always put him closer to you.
No. What a wicked young man. But you can't put him little closer in my wall. We don't want.
You need to face your fears,
man. So my first question to you now. What could I inspire? And let me tell you something we don't like with a lizard here. Is it kind of lizard we're ready to jump off, And and them kind of lizard. What inspired this one now?
All right. So I was I was at home one morning and I decided to do a painting, a little bit unusual, because this is not something that I do on a norm.
I'm glad to hear that.
Good. Landscaping, portrait is not something that I do every day. And sometimes what I do is I ask for different people's opinion.
Okay.
Like, what should I add to this piece?
Tell you if you do that. No, sir. Not if it's you, me then I'm not with you. I know you. I'm not.
All right, so it was a drawing. It was a my first time drawing on a tablet.
Okay.
So I did a sketch and I loved it. So this sketch was saved on the tablet for, let's say, about 2 years now.
Yeah.
And then I asked, what should I put on this piece?
Who you ask?
I'm not saying.
All right, cool.
I'm not disclosing.
All right, cool. Them don't disclose already, but
Good.
go on. That's enough. All right.
enough.
So you asked.
So I asked, and the advice was given that, hey, guess what? This would look perfect right there, in the same position, same everything.
Would look good where?
On the painting.
Oh, on
actually.
the painting.
So remember,
Oh.
I did the drawing on the tablet.
Right.
And then I was told to then put this on the painting.
Okay.
So that's where the lizard came in.
So let me ask you this though. You had it on the tablet.
Yes.
Did you have to actually how you transfer it to the painting? You painted it over.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Remember, it's all created and can be recreated by my mind.
Yes, that's a good thing when it's you who did it.
Good.
You can recreate it.
Good.
Absolutely. No, the first thing that struck us when you came in here, when the Untengle team was actually bringing that picture of Bob Marley. Many artists draw Bob Marley. There's nothing new about that. What is amazing is the detail. Up to Bob Marley's teeth and gums, you captured that. Tell me about, the journey. So you said you're going to draw Bob Marley. Tell me all the things that go through your mind, and then tell me what's happening when you're actually doing it.
All right. So it took it took a little bit of time to do this piece. I had a little bit of, at times I want to let the piece flow. If it's not a commission piece, if it's a piece that is inspired by my own creative mind, I try my very best to give it a little bit of time. If I'm unsure about the placement of any color, I sit back for a little bit, give it a deeper thought, and then I go back into it. So that is exactly what happened there. I just mixed a whole lot of different colors together and then arrange everything else that surrounds it.
You know, you just said a while ago that you thought you gave it a deeper thought.
Yes.
And creativity comes in all different forms. And one of the things that I have found is that there are times when even a house can talk to you. You will, let me tell you what I mean when I say
No,
that.
I know what you mean.
You know what I
exactly.
mean?
Good.
You may want to paint a house brown because that's your favorite color.
Good.
But the house is saying to you, me no brown,
Good.
me gray.
Good.
And the only way that you can pick up on that energy is to do what you said a while ago. You sat with it.
Good.
You sat with it.
It's-
How important is it for any creative person to sit with what it is they're doing before they continue?
Not any creative person, anybody on a whole, anything that you do. There is
Absolutely.
art in everything around us.
I love that.
The way you walk, there is an art. Because if you want to give an impression of, let's say, confidence, you walk confidently.
Right.
See? If you want to sit down confidently, you sit down confidently. If you have a level of doubt on your mind, it's going to be depicted in your actions.
Yes, you're so
It is naturally
right.
going to come out. So, if I'm doing a painting, I at least want the painting to speak to the customer. And me sitting back for a little bit is giving myself time to, let's say, play the third and fourth person to then decide that, hey, this might look good for me, you know, but what is another person going to think of it? Sometimes this piece is one of my least detailed portraits.
Really?
Yes, it is.
And you also, this is a painting, right?
Yes, it
So you
is.
also sketch. You said you sketched it on the tablet. Did you?
The lizard. For this, it's just paint.
Just paint.
Just paint. I just paint it.
Okay. All right. Usually I start at the beginning, but this time I started in the middle. So let's go back to the beginning.
Good.
So you are originally a fitness instructor. Help us to understand how you move from fitness instructor, or you don't move. You carry the whole of them with you.
All right. There are times in a whole lot of people's lives where you're going to go on a little bit of journey. You're going to go in search of finding your groove. See, I found my groove from I was very young. I knew that I wanted to be an artist.
Okay.
I just started doing different things because I'm 100% sure about being an artist already. So I did not want to just limit myself to just doing art every single day. I wanted to try something different. Fitness is something that I knew from growing up. My brothers worked out, my uncles worked out. I have a cousin, Diane, who is a fitness instructor, just the same. She's a personal trainer. And she was the one that actually said, hey, guess what? Fitness. You understand? And then I realized that I'm neglecting my fitness to accommodate others. Meaning, at times I would be too tired to even work out.
Yes.
So then I started to gain weight, even though I was very, very active. But you see where you're putting on a little bit too much pound.
It's like the shoemaker never wear good shoes yet, you know.
Good.
And this, it's the same principle.
It's the
I
same
hear
principle.
you. I hear you. So you were neglecting yourself to accommodate others.
Good.
And that's not a good thing.
That's not a good thing because I believe that my health comes first.
Absolutely. So you know, when you said that art was always something that you wanted to do, it's very easy to believe you. You know why I say that? You speak like an artist. Even when you said a while ago that your very posture is art. You arty, man. Very, very arty. So in school growing up, were you encouraged to do the art? Why it took so long? Or did it?
Why it took so long?
It didn't take it. It didn't take long. No, because I'm getting the feeling that you did the fitness first, but you did the
I
fitness
did the
while.
fitness professionally first because
Okay.
after leaving high school, I just decided that hey, fitness.
Okay,
But art is always there.
was always
Every
there.
single day, even at my desk in the gym,
Mm-hmm.
I would do sketches to kill time, to wait on another session, or even before lunch, after lunch, because you normally get 2 hours to properly let the food digest. So I have all that time, and I always keep my hands active.
Okay, what are some of the most favorite things that you sketch? Do you have favorite topics?
I really don't. I really try not to go too deep into favoritism, because favoritism at times creates limitation
That's so
on the
true.
mind.
So true.
Me wanna say blue is my favorite color. It is not. I'm just saying. So everything that a person does with blue being their favorite color, they tend to implement blue in it subconsciously. So what I do is I eliminated that and then just keep everything neutral.
Right. So
But-
you allow the universe to talk to you.
Good.
All right. And is the universe tell you if you do that? But what you what you don't know? Moving right along. Because me don't argue with the universe in the morning, yeah. So from painting, sketching to sculpting, take us through that journey.
All right. With everything I do, one thing I do apply to it is confidence. Confidence in the fact that I can get it. I just need time with it to play around with the elements, and then I know how to have them to work in ways that I would want them to work. So, let's say if I take up a piece of wood and I wanted to turn that into a car, I could do the carvings and turn that into anything that I want to turn it in, given the limitations of size that and surface area. So I mean, it's almost like second nature for me. Art.
I hear you. You know, you mentioned wood and turning that wood into a car.
Yes.
You is the kind of man we probably turn wood in a car already.
Yeah, I've done that in primary school. That's just like that's I mean, I used to make boats from even sponge.
Let's talk about that. Please, let's talk about that. Because I remember buying some of these Fisher Price toys. You know,
Yes.
the ones that can't finish.
Yeah.
I remember buying these Fisher Price toys for my sons when they were growing up. And they would have lick off the wheel off of the Fisher Price toy when we spend me good money buy and put it on a milk box.
Good.
Good.
That is them creating something for themselves.
All right, so you take me through now how you, I'm 25, sure, 11, 25. You're going to still have to take me through looking at a surface, whether it's a piece of board or a milk box, and tell me how your mind works when you move from a milk box to a car. How it work?
All right.
Car we can all drive.
So it starts from analysis.
Okay.
I have to analyze the material that I have to
Work with.
manipulate then.
Manipulate, all
So,
right.
I mean, if it's something that, remember, you have paper, origami. So you have ways of cutting the paper and bending it so that it fits the groove that you want it to fit in, or you can cut and glue it all together. I just need to see it.
You just need to see
I
it.
just need to see it.
So the first image is really in your mind.
The what happens first is that I get a rush. I get a rush of different ideas. Like if it's something that is left to my own creativity, I get a little bit of rush, like, and then I have to choose from, let's say, building a car, a truck, a bike, or anything else from this box. If I don't have an aim, that is. But separate and apart from that, I mean, I just need to see it.
I hear you. What would you describe as the most awesome product that you've made outside of painting and sculpting?
a man-sized go-kart.
You should have read it. Come here.
No, 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 no.
A man-sized. Describe it.
All right, so this go-kart is powered by a Yamaha R6 engine, and it has size 14 wheels, rims and tires from a car. I completely built the frame. I built everything from scratch, from home. We have on screen there.
Oh, there it is. Oh, that's yours?
Yes, ma'am.
You're joking. Mind a man that drive it way, you know?
No, man, no, but I'm the only one that drives it.
Oh my God. So you built that?
Yes.
And it actually drives?
It actually drives, and it is very, 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 very fast. Fisher, big up yourself.
Oh my goodness. You know, I hope you're seeing what's happening on the monitor, you know, because there are many times that we see things like this on social media and we kind of wonder who does this. So it's people like you.
It's people like me.
So I want my listeners to remember this name, Roxroy Hutchinson, because we soon can find him for talk to him, you know. Him is soon big inventor all over the place. Excellent work.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
So this is something that you have been doing.
This is something that I have been doing.
Okay. And you've kind of mastered it.
You know, at times, you go to work every day and a person would be like, hey, what you do with your money? I rum you buy. And this you do, and that you do.
And that you do.
But I don't drink rum like that. I mean, I do take a drink every now and then.
Right.
You know, but
That's what you do.
I flip my cash for my own creativity, because if I don't show it, nobody will show it for me.
That's a wonderful way to spend your money.
Good.
Because you're spending money and you can get it back.
I'm investing
You're
in me.
Sure. Lord have mercy, man. You're investing in you. That's exactly what you're doing. All right. So let's go over now. I have no control over time. I wish I did. So, okay. So you've built a man-sized go-kart.
Yes.
You paint accurately, and recently you describe yourself as a self-taught sculptor. Let's talk about that. Where did that energy come from?
All right. So, my father died.
Sorry to hear.
My father died last year. I mean, naturally, I don't think I could be an artist and then just do a regular grave for my father.
Wow.
He brought me here. Or he made it possible for me to come here.
So?
I mean, we naturally have our ups and downs, but I wanted it to stand out. Like, me can't just walk around and make everywhere look nice and then my father grave look like that. So I just decided that, hey, you're going to get something special, you know. But I'm going to do it for next year because I need time to think about what I'm going to do. So I was sitting at home one day and then I decided that, hey, a headstone we need for doing, you know. And then it just hit me. An actual headstone. So I made his face. And
his actual face?
His actual face.
So you'd never worked with stone before?
It's not stone, you know.
It's what?
I actually use body filler.
Oh, you'd never worked with that material before?
I've never really worked with that before.
So describe his face. So it's a headstone, and you thought you would make it even more creative by creating his head.
His head.
How you did that?
I just need the picture.
Okay.
And then I mixed the filler. I made it into. I made the area that the face is going to be carved in, and then I did the carving.
You don't have a picture of it?
Well, I don't have a picture of it, no.
Okay. But we would have loved to see that. So let's talk a little bit about your dad.
Yes.
Because a lot of what you're doing now is DNA.
Yes.
It's coming from your dad.
Yes.
Did you always know that your dad was this artist that he actually was?
All right. So I realized at one point when I was very young, I asked him to draw a fish. And he drew the fish so effortless. Like, you know, you normally make one round and then you crisscross the tail and make one funny looking triangle tail with one egg-shaped fish. I grew up seeing other people doing that fish. And then this man, all right, that is a fish. Done. Like, okay then. But he wasn't expressive with it. Well, to my knowledge, because I'm I'm the fifth out of 7. So I didn't get to see the younger part of him doing that. But my older brothers would tell me like, hey, yeah, man, he used to carve for a little bit. He used to do this, he used to do that.
Wow. So you just started to feel this energy after his passing.
I started to feel the energy. I started getting information after he passed that he was in fact an artist, but it was in my head from I was very small when he drew that fish.
Are you left-handed?
I'm
Ambidextrous?
to some extent.
Okay, why I ask is you keep moving your left hand. No, sorry for being so detailed. But a lot of people who are creative
are left-handed?
Yes.
No, man.
Yes, especially with art. Me I tell you.
No,
I remember there's a cousin of mine who them do everything for make this young boy use him right hand, and he couldn't, and he became a brilliant artist.
You know, I think the reason why it stood out so much is that you don't normally see a whole lot of left-handed people doing so much.
Well, probably.
So,
I love that.
It's newness.
All right, final question. You know, them say you must never count a man money. So me not counting your money. But just asking you about the painting. I'm asking you, for those young people listening, if it makes sense in terms of a career. Are you making enough to live comfortably on? Even if not comfortably yet, comfortably in the future.
All right. So far, I see great potential for art.
I love that.
Especially for the fact that art hasn't been so big in Jamaica. A whole lot of people tend to think that when you're an artist, you don't make much. And this is something that I try to do things a little bit different. I try to do paintings, drawings, sculpting, building the go-kart. I try to do different things so that if this goes slow, I have this to do. And if this goes slow, I have that to do. Because in everything that we do, in every area of our lives, we have seasons, just like the fruits on the tree. Everything has a season. Paintings has their season. Whether it's an anniversary, whether it's a birthday, whether it's just a person that wants to celebrate themselves by doing a portrait. Everything has its season. So it's just to capitalize on those seasons and then have the turnover so you can have a steadier flow.
Which one have more season? The sculpting, the painting, or what?
Well, the sculpting is fairly new. So, I mean, if you're looking at it from a death standpoint, you have people dying every day. I mean, I did it for my father's death or for my father's passing. Good. So that's one avenue. I've done headstones where they're hung on the wall, whether it's a dead person or a live person, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's just the face. I've done paintings just the same for that. I've done drawings just so that.
Portraits? You do portraits?
I do portraits.
Okay.
Plus, the go-kart, motorsports is always relevant. It's just the love.
You are a very bright young man. You express yourself well. You're brilliant. You have gotten a lot. You know, they say to whom much is given, much is required. So I know your community listening to you here now.
All right.
And you're working from your community.
Good.
So tell us a little bit about how your community deals with
me working?
Your brilliance, your go-karting, your sculpting. Do they support you is the question I really want to ask.
All right. So I'm from a very, very nice community. I mean a very nice community. My community. At times I would be like, it's hard for me to even think about somewhere else to live.
Wow.
That's how deep I love my community, and
Beautiful.
I love my neighbors. I have 2 Browns on each side. Miss Brown on the left and Miss Brown on the right. I would get up at times in the night. Let's say I get an inspiration at 3 a.m. and I would get up and I would, I mean, with respect, I would play some songs and my songs are normally a little bit louder than the norm, and I would check in the morning like, hey, was I too loud
Did
last
I
night?
wake you up?
Did I wake you up? I'm like, no man, that good music that I'm like, all right.
Oh, that's
So
beautiful.
these people entertaining my
Selections.
you understand? But
Beautiful.
I have a very nice community, and I want to thank everybody in my community for showing the support over the years, and for showing the support, and for the future of showing their support.
Right. Finally. I said finally about 2 times, but I just can't let you
I
go
say
yet.
go man, a conversation.
I can't let you go yet. Finally, what would be your last word to those listening to you here now?
All right. So it depends. It depends if I'm talking to the older crowd. For the older crowd, I really would want them to at least listen to the younger crowd, because there's a bridge that we need to cross, and at times for the older folks, we know that you're not going to have as much energy as the younger ones. We're going to need to let our guards down a little bit, just to accommodate, because the younger ones need the guidance of the older ones,
And we need your energy.
and good. So we need to cross that bridge and allow each other to be a little bit more open, rather than being driven by your ego. Like, hey, me I do this for years. You can't tell me what to do. You're a young body, you don't know storm. I mean, we fly stronger down. You know? Just allow us to lead the way at times.
At times.
With your guidance.
Absolutely, boy.
Good.
You know, you're making goosebumps come to me now. It's time for you to go.
So,
This has
you
been
know,
a
me talk-
wonderful.
me talk to the younger ones.
I agree with you 100%. And you said it so beautifully. You said it so respectfully. And our conversation has been just like that.
All right, nice.
Can I just wish you all the best? And I'm going to remember this name as I remember quite a few names that we have inside the studio. Roxroy Hutchinson, producer.
Nice.
We have to remember that name because I'm expecting to see great things.
Good.
Continue. Good.
I want you to keep that expectation up, because
Yes.
there's going to be a whole lot more from me.
I
It's
believe
just the
you.
start.
I believe you. Continue to do well. Continue to be that pleasant, well-spoken, brilliant young man.
Thank you very much.
And
ma'am.
if you draw a lizard or frog or them there's something there, now bring it back, come in here. Please and thank you. No, no, Richie, you don't need to buy none for my house. You okay? You don't need to buy no. Me say Richie him love traumatize me, you know. So it's like when go find out some afraid that lizard. No, everything I'm gonna start saying pure lizard. Nice talking to you.
It's
And nice meeting you.
It was very nice.
Have a
meeting you,
great
just the
day.
same.
11:40 Roxroy. It's 11:30. This video, you never know. So we're going to take a break now. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mama Kelly.
How are you?
I'm so happy to hear your voice, Mama Kelly. You don't even know we missed you last week. I tell you.
I tell you, we go for ball. God no.
I think I alone.
I tell you, 'cause we had so much to talk about.
Yes, we
Oh.
did. Yes, we did. Especially the interview that we were supposed to
Yes,
conduct.
that
Yeah,
went
man.
very well. That was all about copyright and talking about the terms in music and the roles of the people who involve co-producer, producer, executive producer. It was a lovely conversation that you would have thoroughly enjoyed.
Nice. And how did it work out for Mr. Jeffrey?
Oh, he was victorious in court. He
Nice.
hasn't yet got the hard drive, but then there's a court order, and the rest will play out in court. But I haven't spoken to him recently. But up to the last time we spoke, he hadn't got the hard drive. But the court insisted that he get it the Wednesday of must be 2 weeks ago. So all of that is going to be worked out in court. But the reality is that he won the case. And you know why he won? Because it was going to be very difficult for him to prove that it was his hard drive, because it was in the possession of the estate.
Right.
But he searched down the whole house and found the bill that he bought the hard drive. And in future, what really came out of all of this, is how important evidence is, paper evidence, tangible
Yes.
evidence is.
Receipts.
when you receipts and that kind of thing. Of course, the co-producer was also there to substantiate what it was that he said, and it proved to those who were involved and perhaps all of us, the rest of us, that it is possible to get a verdict in court in Jamaica about copyright, because our international counterparts are not as confident about the Jamaican courts when it comes to copyright. But it's obvious that they are efficient, and they did make a verdict, and they made it based on evidence.
That's a very good thing. I'm happy for him that, you know, he was able to prove that it was his hard drive. Not sure how the estate was able to get the hard drive in the first place. I'm not sure if he...
Oh, that's easy. I said I would keep you posted. What happened is that Cabell and Toots Hibbert, Cabell was actually Toots Hibbert's manager.
Yes.
And Cabell is also Drew Lyon's manager.
Okay.
And there's a tremendous amount of respect between them all, particularly between Cabell and Toots. So one of the things that came out is that it's very difficult sometimes to say to someone like Nyaman Toots Hibbert, you know, me go want a copy of the receipt, and you know, almost sounds as though you don't respect the man.
Right.
So a lot of the information was actually left with the estate, because the song was being produced in Toots' studio. So the hard drive was left in the studio, and therefore would have been in the possession of those who were left behind. Had Toots been here and alive, it would not have been a problem, because Toots would know the details. He has the kind of love and respect for those involved, but he passed. And the question came up then, how important it is to have these difficult conversations. You know, I respect you, you know, I love you, but this is business. So, you know, we have to have it in writing. This is my hard drive. You are a producer, but you know, the property belongs to the executive producer, which was another conversation we had, the difference between a producer, a co-producer, and the executive producer. So it's really the property of the executive producer. And someone like Toots would know the details of the business, but not necessarily those whose possession it was left in.
I'm happy for Mr. Jeffrey that he was able to, you know, actually win the case and prove, you know, because when you put out your work out there, you know, when you put all your time and your sweat and, you know, your efforts into your work, you really don't want to just throw it away like that.
You can't,
you know?
because millions in whatever currency, Jamaican for sure, have already been spent, and people don't have that kind of money to throw away.
No.
So you really have to save your receipts, save your bills, and be able to prove it tangibly in court. And that was a lesson on that. So I'm happy for Drew Lyon also, because you realize that it's a Drew Lyon CD that brought them into the court. And although they have not yet retrieved the hard drive, as far as I know, the court order is there.
Okay. And Mama Kelly, speaking about, you know, proving a case, the January 6 hearings, the attack on the Capitol, which began last Thursday, those hearings continue this week, and they are now trying to prove their case, or to make their case against the former President Donald Trump, who they say was at the center of the attacks.
Yes.
In 2021 on January 6th. So now they're presenting new video evidence. They're also presenting live testimonies, and they're also introducing clips from interviews, people who worked with Donald Trump, people who were in his administration, who are now testifying against him for the committee to prove that, you know, Donald Trump spearheaded this whole operation on the Capitol.
You think that, one, that they will be able to prove it, and or two, if they do, that anything will come out of it? Because a lot of these things are just television shows, you know.
It's funny you should say that, Mama Kelly. One, if they could prove it, yeah, they can prove what they want to prove. And Donald Trump can also defend himself if he has, you know, good people to defend him. You know, these are accusations, as you know, we all heard what Donald Trump said on that day, and you know, he didn't directly send them to go attack the Capitol, but he said they were going there to cheer on the people. So if you are someone who can speak like these lawyers speak, you can actually present a proper case for Donald Trump, you know, and then there's those who will make sure that Donald Trump is responsible for this as well. So it can turn out anyway.
Me don't like to see that. Believe you me. Because you see, all of us need legal counsel. And Donald Trump is no exception. But the kind of legal team that a Donald Trump will have can prove anything. So the fact that he did not say uno go pandit place and do that, them can prove. If he said that, then that would have been difficult. But because he more so implied it than actually said it, and because it's Donald Trump, look here, I stopped watching certain, like I'll see, I mean, I'm not going to say, but we stop watching them, there's something there, because sometimes something come up, a news item come up, and you, yes, see it, you know. And it's like you say, why did I even begin to fool myself that something would have come out of this? And I'm sure this is, it don't really matter to me one way or the other, because, Democrat, Republican, 6 or 1/2 dozen of the other. But just in terms of justice being done, or even appear to be done, it would have been nice to see some kind of justice done.
Right. I mean, people did lose their lives on that day, so someone is going to be held accountable for those people who lost their lives.
Yes.
I'm not sure if it's Donald Trump, but that's who they're going after right now. And, it was a bad situation all around. And they have to point the finger somewhere, and someone is going to take the blame for this.
And it will be interesting to see who is the fall guy. Because I'm sure I know Donald Trump.
Also, Mama Kelly, speaking of Congress, there's and lawmakers, there's also a bipartisan gun law reform deal on the table right now for the first time in 30 years. And this is promising to be a good thing. Both parties have come together. The opposition has come together to work on this deal. And mentioned in the framework for this deal, they're saying that they're going to now have red flag laws, which are going to, proper background checks and things of that nature to make sure that people who are purchasing guns, they're properly checked. And also they're going to be investing into school security resources and also enhanced review process for buyers under the age of 21. Even though they're still allowing people under the age of 21 to purchase these rifles and guns, they're just going to give them a further background check, a deeper background check. But they're not going to stop them at the age of 18, which a lot of people are saying that they should lower the age for those who are able to purchase these assault rifles.
They should lower the age?
Yes, to 18. I mean, raise the age.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Raise the age. They should raise the age.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Also, they're going to be investing into mental health and things of that nature for, intervention for a lot of the youths that seem to be, heading in a direction if they can catch them at an early time.
Well, that would be good. I just hope that also includes our black youth, because them look like them not privileged enough for mentally ill. Me don't know. You tell me how it go your side. Me don't know, because them are just thug.
Yeah. And that's always the case, It's the system, Mama Kelly. This thing is a whole cycle, And it's rigged against our youths and people that look like us, people with our skin color. And if you don't acknowledge that in 2022, then you're definitely living under a rock.
Definitely living in la land. Just talking about mentally challenged, though, did you see that the mentally challenged man who filed a credit union robbery in St. James?
Yes, I saw that video.
No, I don't think we have the video. I have the story, but I don't think. What? That figure? Because it's obvious to me. So the man did have a hose.
Yes, that's what I'm hearing, and that's what I saw the object in his hand. And now we're hearing that it was a hose, and he made a gunshot sound with his mouth. And we are practice them something from we are little youth, Mama Kelly. Up to this day, so we bust blank and give forward in a party. When song and music sweet to it. But this man look like him perfect it to the way that you can't scare off about half dozen gunmen with them.
With high-powered weapons.
Exactly.
That means if he mouth sound louder than for them weapon,
That was some divine intervention.
That's how I feel too.
Yeah, man.
That's exactly how I feel, Boriga.
Some divine intervention.
Yeah, man. I can't homeboy.
Yeah, man. For 6 or how many? I'm not sure how many armed gunmen there were.
They keep saying a group. A group.
Yes. But if you scare away all of them and all of them hear the same sound. And you know, sometimes when one person start run, everybody start run.
I think that's what happened.
That's also a part of it. But
I think that's what happened.
I don't know. Them never realized it wasn't, or you know.
You know something? Can I tell you something? What the man that came out of the building, based on the little that I saw, the man that came out of the building was the one who he scared of. And once he started running, then the others took off.
Yes.
But there is something that a police officer from your side told me once. And he says, although you're not a play hero, you have to remember, say, the gunman freed just like you.
Of course. Of course. And that's something that once you hear a sound and one person take off Mama Kelly, that's it. You gotta have a stampede, everybody a run.
Yes. And that's what happens every time. I want you to know where you run for. You're going to run.
If you hear the sound and nobody no move, fine. But when you hear the sound and somebody start move, remember you are gonna start move too.
You know, and that, you know, can I tell you something that catch me until it stop catch me? Because sometimes you got show, especially show, you know, and everybody start run. And let me tell you something, you know, it's from me see that my first one for took off back at them.
Yeah.
But I remember one particular incident. I was there with some friends. I have some friends who are security wise. Let me put it that way. And me make for take off one time, you know, man. And the virgin hold me. And he must say, Elise, where you go? You can't do that something there. And I remember on the drive home, it was a lecture about why you must, about not doing it and why you're not to do it. And it made a lot of sense to me. And from then on, me find a nice corner where me can duck in a car. No matter things, say me go play hero boy. Yeah. But the running with the crowd is just not
it's
wise.
very dangerous.
Very dangerous.
Very dangerous. I've seen that happen a number of times, whether, you know, in an open space or in a club, places of that, you know, where parties are being kept and a lot of people are crowded up. And when people take off Mama Kelly, sometimes outside and where there are some events and some things happen, unfortunately, and some people take off. By the time you find back your friend, them now have no shoes.
True, man.
Them now have no shoes. Some of them lay down on the ground, people step up on them, all kind of shoes print up on them clothes. I've seen it all, Mama Kelly, when it comes to, you know, things happening at events, unfortunately. But we're just glad saying, you know, sometimes people do not lose their lives and everybody go home safe.
Absolutely, that's so true. We're going to take a commercial break, but you remember this was one of the things we wanted to talk about with you last week Thursday. You remember that little boy that you shared the video with us with? That little boy didn't come out of my mind, you know. No, honestly. He don't come out of my mind for a whole heap of reasons.
I wonder if him finished the bullet yet.
No, him done that long time.
I'm buying more.
Watch this now. You know, when I come, we're going to take a commercial break. We have some space because, you know, I said to producer this morning, we need to catch up. We have a whole heap of things where we need to catch up on.
Yes.
So we not take no interview and thing, you know. So we have some space for catch up. But one of the things that we're going to talk about, Beauregard, and I know you can speak, you know, from experience on this, is how important it is for boys to have a father. We're going to take a break and you can go and think about it in the meantime. We soon come. What I was thinking of, right? I don't know the young man. I don't know his family. I don't know the circumstances.
Yes.
But you and I know what it means to raise boy children.
Yes.
And, you know, as I look at this young man, we're going to call him boy because a typical boy.
Yeah.
No, there are some young men, there are some little boys like him who are really some little baby men. And you know that.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And them born this way. There is just nothing that me and you can do about it. There are many young baby man like boy that are in homes where is mainly women in the home.
Right.
You see someone who has the kind of natural born mentality. He's a natural, right?
Yes.
Natural born mentality like this young man. him conquer the woman them in the house from him a 3. Him work them out from him a 2 because
Yeah.
of the kind of boy he is.
Yes.
You see, if there's a man in that house, him not go work him out so easy, you know. And that is why men need, this has nothing to do with the young man. It's just a scene that we set and we're talking about life.
Right.
That is why men, particularly with sons, but with sons and daughters, but particularly with sons, have to be in their boy children life.
Yes.
Because a young man like that, I am very familiar with raising boys. I had no girls. I only had boys. And no matter how militant and no matter how me twist up my face and no matter how me go on, them don't work out, say. Cha. You see, all I have to say, wait till daddy come.
Right.
And everybody line up.
True, Mama Kelly. Very true. Big up the young man. We call him boy.
Boy.
Yeah, man, big him up. But Mama Kelly is very important. Very, very important for men to be in their sons' lives. Fathers to be in their sons' lives. I often ask myself, what happens when a father doesn't take the time? That's always a question I ask myself. What happens or what would happen if a father does not take the time? And we see what can happen.
Exactly. We see what happens.
We see what happens, and we see what can happen. And for someone who has four boys, it's very important to me because I knew the experiences I had growing up and the things that I went through and the things that I face as a black man in this country, the United States. And I really and truly don't want for them to come and to have to experience the same experiences. And I try and I do my best, to try to guide them and to show them the right way and the right path that they need to walk and how they should be upstanding citizens in this country. And we know that the system is set a certain way. It's rigged against us, as I said earlier.
Yes.
And there are things that they're going to come up against in life that I cannot control, but I can prepare them for it.
Yes. Yes.
And that's the main thing. And as a musician, Mama Kelly, it takes you all over the place. It takes your time. It takes you all over the world. And sometimes you're not here. And, you can get lost and distracted as to what your real priority is.
Yes.
Whether you want to be out there entertaining other people or you want to, miss out on the important things that you need to be around your sons for. And, I had to make that decision. And I try to balance it and to make sure that I'm here, especially for certain years in their lives, like their teenage years,
Yes.
their high school years. Those are the years where they have more influence from friends and company outside of your house. When they have sense and they feel that they are at a certain age where they can do certain things and act a certain way. You really and truly have to do and put on your foot and make sure them know, say, at no time they're going to be able to have more thought than you and have more say than you, and them not gonna overpower you.
Exactly.
Just like my parents raised me to let me know say is respect, and you cannot overpower them and what they say goes, because that's sometimes when kids reach a certain age and they're in high school and they're around company and them they fall by the wayside sometimes.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of pitfalls out there, and you really and truly have to try to keep them out of it, especially here in the United States.
Exactly. I'm here listening to you and I'm thinking to myself, especially where you are, because your boys and boys like those are targets for the system.
Targets. Yes.
And if you don't really raise these boys, even when you do, it's difficult. Much less when you don't. I'm just thinking about that. But I remember being in a space. I have to say this story very carefully because I don't want the person to be identified. But I was in a space once where this is like a son of mine, right? And he has a family. And his boys, as boys, have their mother soft. So he disciplined one of the boys, rightly so. And the boy immediately ran to his mother and she cuddled him. And him say, I'll never forget, I thought it was a little harsh until I had some time to drive home and think about it. And my son said to the little boy, his son, leave my wife. I said, come out of my wife's lap.
Wow.
And the little boy said, but it's my mother. And he must say, but it's my wife. And
Yeah.
you take said panar because you feel like she's soft. Well, I am here, come out our lap. And the little and the little boy with the mouth long and tears are flowing down. But you know, when I was driving home, I thought about it. And this is the power of the presence of a man.
Yes.
Because if he was not there, she'd have cuddled him because that's what we do. We are nurturers. So she cuddled him and she would have cuddled him and he would not have learned that lesson. But you see, what struck me when I was driving home, if a little boy like that is not corrected, is the same thing him going to do with him wife when him get big. Him a go realize our weaknesses and take advantage of it.
You know, Mama Kelly, in all of this, I want to big up the women, single women, who have raised boys on their own and raised men.
Absolutely.
Raise them how a man is supposed to be raised. There are a lot of women out there who have done that.
Yes, absolutely.
But I also want to say that, gentlemen, you are needed in your sons' lives. You needed to show them certain things in life, how to be a man, how to do certain things, prepare them for certain things that they're going to come up across. Whether it be girls and you know, just dealing with people overall. You know, morals, things of that nature. You know,
Yes.
they need a man to show them certain things. And then there's the balance where that the child can also, you know, take what the father is showing them, take what the mother is showing them and put it together.
Absolute. That's the balance. But the
Yeah.
strongest of women, you know, the strongest of women, those who raised boys and they became men, will tell you, you know, that it wasn't really we who taught them to be a man, you know. It really was we who, with our strength, we raised them. But there, you see, that's also the importance of the village. Because for those who don't have that man in the house, there are men in the community who help to raise those boys. And there are times when, you know, the village will know that this is a precocious child, you know. This is the kind of child who you can't cow them down either, Beauregard, because this is the kind of youth that will turn out into greatness.
Yes.
Because him have a different kind of spirit. But if he's not guided, we can lose him.
True. True indeed, Mama Kelly. And a lot of young men, you know, unfortunately, they're living with single mothers. And, you know, they go out in the streets and they go outside of the home looking for a father figure. And sometimes that father figure becomes the wrong side of the tracks.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. So, you know, while we look at these videos and have some fun, because our children do bring joy, you know, and that was funny. Very funny. But at the end of the day, we have to really remember that there are boy children, there are baby men out there. I call them
man.
baby men because that was a
Old
little
soul.
baby man.
Old soul, right?
and no matter how strong we are, we are not men. And you can't left them little baby man there with their mother alone to take care. You can imagine having 2, 3, 4 of them there.
So it goes back to the question, what happens when a man doesn't take the time?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I thought about it all week because I was just thinking, okay, fine. But this is a young man who we don't want to lose because his personality is amazing. But we can lose him if he's not guided.
True indeed. True indeed.
So I thought I wanted to talk about that last week, Thursday, but that's why I said to Vaughn, me don't want to interview today. I just want me and Beauregard talk.
Yes. Big up to all the fathers. Father's Day is this Sunday. Happy Father's Day when it comes. Also, this Sunday is Juneteenth, Mama Kelly.
Yes.
So, you know, and big up to all the graduates as well, all the students that are graduating this year from pre-K to the highest of degrees. Big up all of them.
Yeah, for real. There was something that was very interesting that I thought I would share also. And it is the Summit of the Americas. or me just a look on this something we just but that I'll talk about that at another time. Bob Marley brings common cause at America's summit. So Bob Marley's famous song Africa Unite was brought up at the summit, and taking the podium at the summit of the Americas in Los Angeles, Prime Minister Mayor Motley of Barbados quoted the late reggae legend, and she said there is so much trouble in the world because there's a lot of trouble going on, a lot of different views and opinions at the summit.
Right.
So she quoted Bob by saying there is so much trouble in the world, and she also explained that she's not an apostle of Bob, but he reminds us of the day-to-day reality of our people and our citizens. And then the U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken, who was chairing the session and is well known to love music, replied, "In the words of Bob Marley, no woman no cry," says he. Says he, "Don't shed no tears. Let's act. We can sing a redemption song." You know, that's the power. That's the power of music,
Yeah, man.
and the power of reggae music.
True indeed, true indeed. Here's some other good news, Mama Kelly. A Florida teen has gotten into every Ivy League college that there is. Her name is Ashley Adrika. She is a Nigerian American, and she was accepted to Brown University, Columbia University, Cornell, Dartmouth,
Oh
Harvard,
my goodness.
Penn State, Princeton,
Oh
and
my
Yale.
goodness.
Yes.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Yeah? What was her record like? She must have been 100 A+ student.
Probably a 6.0 GPA. I don't know.
I
A
don't
four-
know, but
a
that's
4.0
great.
them stop, but she probably have about 6, 7.
That is wonderful. That is good news.
Yes. Very, very good news. But also, Mama Kelly, there's been a lot of acting up on this side from the women have been in the news a lot on this side over here. Some crazy stories have been popping up on this side. Let me start it off. I have a couple of them that I just want to read off real quick to you.
Yes.
A Texas woman was arrested for tossing her boyfriend's mother's ashes into a lake. A Fort Worth woman has been charged with abuse of a corpse after throwing her boyfriend's mother's ashes into a lake. According to the Fort Worth Police Department, the suspect, 40-year-old Augustine Gladney, threw the ashes belonging to her 30-year-old boyfriend into the lake on Monday after an argument. She was reportedly heard in a conversation with her niece saying that she threw the urn into the lake. So she was arrested.
So, come on.
I don't know what that was about.
Obviously, they didn't get along very well.
Here's another one, Mama Kelly. A woman in Indiana allegedly tracked her boyfriend to a bar using Apple AirTag and killed him by running him over 3 times with her car after seeing him with another woman. That's one story. Here's another one. A woman who wrote the book How to Murder Your Husband gets life in prison
Yeah, I saw that
for
one.
murdering her
Her
husband.
husband. I saw that one. I saw that one. That means she was writing from probably experience. And little did we know. Can you imagine?
Well, so now they're gonna dig up our background now and look at everybody she's been around, if she's ever been married before and all of these
Me
things.
think you go so short, go go dig up her backyard.
Maybe, who knows? Who knows in our backyard, our closet, and all of them things. Wow,
Wow.
that's crazy.
You
And
know-
him as a husband now, you did it with her and say her write this book because she wrote the book before she killed him,
Right.
So you How to Murder Your Husband.
Can you imagine? Your husband, my husband write a book how to murder your wife. Darling, nice meeting you. It was very fun. Little more for you.
And then there's a final one. A Ohio woman arrested for stealing identity of a dead baby. She allegedly used the identity to get a passport, a student pilot license, a flight attendant job, and a 1.5 million PPP loan.
Not Jamaican by any chance?
No,
Okay, good.
here in the United States.
Okay. Wow. That's that.
Mm-hmm.
Can I tell you something now, though? As we talk about all these things that women do, I came in this morning to a conversation about Dexter Daps.
Mm-hmm.
You saw the video with Dexter Daps?
Yes.
What you thought? No.
What I thought about just the video.
Did
or
you think
the,
it was a? Do you think it
story
was a
that is-
man? Yeah.
Okay.
You think it was a man?
I haven't gone back to look at the video, Mama Kelly, from what I'm hearing. But I saw the video originally, just scrolling through social media. But I really did not go back to look at the video because I heard about this last night.
Okay.
And I did not go back to look at it yet. So I'm going to have to. But I heard the argument. I saw people posting and making comments about stuff.
What I find interesting, you see, I personally, I don't think he's a man. But what I find interesting is every time something like that comes up, right? It's just how the men just so excited and just hope he's a man. No, I mean, no. It's
Hope
like
is a woman.
No, hope is a man because them get to laugh and hope is a man. I mean, men.
The people that are saying that it is a man, them are hope say is a man.
Them are hope says a man
Okay,
because them can
okay.
get to
I
laugh
thought you
off
meant
of
the
them
performer.
bridging.
I thought you meant the performer on stage.
No.
And you made a mistake. Okay.
No, the performer on stage brought up this person, right? And apparently, Mr. Richard never look at me though, because me didn't say something where them find to be very funny, but them throw it out the window because me say, the buff beer something there. Buff beer, right? When I have to spell it out, so me said she probably should come from Buff beer. Me don't know. Them I said no come from no Buff beer. And if he come from Buff beer, in two come from Buff beer. So
Wow.
them is insisting that is a man. But I it's something I notice with men. Every time something like this comes up, instead of them hoping is not a man. Them demand them just hope is a man, and I don't know what is the psychology behind it.
Downfall, Mama Kelly.
Is that
Yeah.
as
That's the end game right there. Enough people are praying for your downfall.
you look here, Mr. Beauregard, you couldn't sum it up any better. Looking for dirt.
Yeah, man.
And that see Richie,
Yeah,
see that Richie, looking for dirt. Look, Miss Cam, I tried my best this morning to say, no, she could have come from Buff Bay. Everybody love her for me, and I said, no, no good, so Ray. But that is what it is.
And at the same time, we also want to, warn the artists them and to be careful.
Thank you
because,
very much.
Nowadays, you really and truly, you're not sure.
Thank you very much.
Just from appearance, you are not sure.
You don't know.
So.
And then there's also the revenge, because a lot of these, you remember, can you imagine how difficult this must be? Your lady have a crush on an artist, right? And no matter how you hold her back, she gone on the stage same way. Say she go dance with the man where she have a crush. But you can imagine much feelings homeboy don't pan the flats have for the virgin. No feelings are carrying on, my friend.
On stage.
Eh? Look here. I can't forget, you see, I have many sons. And I was at a particular, years ago, and me said to one of my sons them, we're home girl. And him say, she dey up at the front of the stage and scream for so. And the way how he dealt with it in a matter-of-fact manner, as though a regular something. So a lot of these women do it without even thinking.
But a woman can go to a show with her partner or spouse and enjoy the performance without disrespecting her partner or spouse. That to me would be disrespect, Mama.
Big disrespect.
If you go out with your wife, your girlfriend, your partner, whoever the case may be, and the person just jump up on stage and go and carry on with the artist. If they're in a relationship, it would be disrespect.
I agree with you 100%.
But if it's a girl that's just out and want to have fun and she's not there, she's not no one is gonna feel any way about what she's doing, then fine.
No one that you know of.
Yeah.
That is the thing. But a little man in the audience, they are keep feelings, yeah, somebody just takes my phone and say, buff beer, tough beer. But what she know? But what she know? That aside, you see, just like what you said, Beauregard, artists need to be conscious. Not because you're artist mean that you have it's free for all. Because even if you're going to bring up a woman on stage and you're going to dance with her, there are ways of dancing with her. But when you look at her, even how Mr. Dabbs did a dance with Dab, I hope to God is a woman because him going out, you know. And you still don't know who. No, big and serious. I mean, you know, men just need to just get a grip. Because
be
them
careful.
have to just get a grip, man.
In this day and age, you have to be careful.
Of
And you know,
course.
people want to enjoy themselves, you know, and enjoy their life. I was, you know, once at an age where, you know, I was free and just doing what I wanted to do when you go to some of these events, Mama Kelly says, especially like on the Parkway, you know, Labor Day weekend here in New York City, and you know, everybody does a mingle and have fun, and music a play, and a man see a girl and he want to dance, and a girl want to wind up on a man, you know, it was all good, you know. But nowadays, you have to be careful. You don't know who you might bounce skins.
Why? Me tell you something, see.
You don't
Me
know
hear-
who
no,
you
me
might
no,
bounce
me hear you. Me hear you, but I was never that young. Because, no, because me did always conscious that, you know, a certain kind of dancing, you go dance with this bridge, you know that way there. You don't know him. And then tomorrow when you see him on the road, you don't even call to him. And some serious thing I go on. My brother them always tell me, say them have to come and dance with me because me so face that man is going to do me things. Because me not me beg you no, if you can't just dance normal, or you can't, you know, back in the day the walls thing, you never have to, like oh Dixon up, you know. You never have, if it's just a normal dance, fine. But I've never been comfortable with the fact that I don't know you and you all, you know. Me never that
And
young.
and like you said, sometimes, you know, a woman might in a party and a man might just walk up behind her and start dance for her, and then over up on the wall, let's her man or her husband or her boyfriend stand up and watch everything go on, you know. And those things do happen, you know. So sometimes you can just ask first.
Well, my first dance that I got to was Jollof, right? And I was about 19 at the time. And me not gonna no Jollof without my two brother them stand up right behind me and look for everybody because them a say, Elise, your rankness cannot work in the dance hall. And we'd have to protect you because first thing a guy can't just hang on pa my and pull me which part he want to pull me. I know some I think so I've always had taken a very dim view of just grabbing people and just doing that. If you're people, fine.
Sure.
So I'm sure whoever it was that Dexter was dancing with, I'm sure he has learned his lesson from that.
Yes.
What Richie, me know why you're nothing from you. No, me can't, me say, me know why you're nothing from none of my team. Me like a peer man in there, and man and woman just think totally different. You understand?
Yeah,
So
man.
I'm really hoping, gone on stage, why is this? Need to see the video. That is some of my listeners. Anyway,
How's the weather in Jamaica, Mama Kelly?
pretty good. Oh, we had on the weekend, was it Saturday? One breeze and rain for about a good 10 minutes. I mean, serious breeze and whole heap of rain and hurricane style. But it didn't last long. At least my side in my neck of the woods. That's what happened. Knock off plant off of them plants stand. I wanted to say this morning it wasn't raining, but me make sure me take off all of the pot them off of the plant stand just in case it come again. Serious man. Roo!
Right.
Enough.
They said we were going to have some rain here over the weekend, which we saw just like a scattered showers. It wasn't as bad, but it's going to be very hot this week in the United States. They're saying heat wave, 90 and above in some states. And here in the tri-state, we should have around 80 degrees for the rest of the week.
It has been hot. Apart from that incident, it has been very, very hot. That's we share that in common. So that is the case.
But you know, I had a very great start to my morning, Mama Kelly. Got up around 7 this morning. Did about a 4-mile run.
4 mile.
Yeah, man. And then when we come back, we make a healthy breakfast, Mama Kelly, and then can't remember the rest. I think I wake up after that.
You go back to sleep. You miss out the part there. You think you wake up after that? No. Oh, that's how.
Dream, me that dream.
Look here. No, but I must dream. 404. No, oh, you're real.
That's in a dream. That's in a dream, Mama Kelly. A dream in a dream.
So do you really run? Do you really?
Run. Mama Kelly, the last time I run, where me run go?
Look here. Let me tell you
I
something.
couldn't tell when was the last time I run, Mama Kelly. Probably when I was, you know what keeps me fit, Mama Kelly? Playing basketball with my son.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that's my weekly exercise.
I walk in the mornings. Yeah. I live near the beach, and I will go down by the beach and I walk on the sand. And there are some fitness freaks around me who always tell me, say, who is a fitness freak? You're a fitness freak, Richie? No, so you're not favor no fitness freak. Anyway, but what you still know? There are some fitness freaks around me that insist that I should be running. And me always tell them, say, any day you see me, whether up on the beach or up on the road running, somebody running back at me. Somebody run me down. You trust me? Because me don't do that something there. Me don't do the running thing, friend.
Yeah, I tell you.
So I think I woke up. I think I woke up. So. But last thing now, Beauregard. Me tell you, say enough thing we have to chat about, you know. Last thing now.
Yes.
It's now 12:54. So, from your ear, me say, Bush, Boto. You know what I'm saying?
You get the thing now,
me get the thing now. The thing now. Oh, you know, so.
Me get the thing them.
Me get the thing them,
Yeah,
family.
man.
Me
Yeah,
get the
man.
thing
Yeah,
them.
man.
So here when me say to myself now, because whole weekend, you know, man, every expression. A friend of mine called me and said to me, say, boy, mama, we keep a thing down on the beach and guess who did that perform? And me I say, oh, because nowadays when you say, oh, me good, I don't know how we know. So here the man now. Youngster, me say, oh, no, I'm good. Me say, Beauregard, hear what I really need to happen now. And this is the last thing. You see, sometimes when we do this connection,
Yes.
we need, every now and then, we need to include a selection. Like you did, I said to me, say, Mama Kelly, you know, so I want you hear the artist, yeah? You know, we need to do a like an exchange of music. Every now and then it don't have to be. I'm just putting this on you. You know,
Yes,
I don't know how
yes.
you feel about it, but
I am 100% for that, Mama Kelly.
yes, because why I say that is because, well, for two reasons. Our listeners want to hear the difference both ways. And two, me want to hear who you play that me can just say, Vaughn, you see the last tune there where Beauregard play. Please, if you can get a copy of it for me, please. Because, you know, I've been missing out. And there's so much that you shared the Yakster. And I could have not known or had his music. And that would have been such a shame.
I know. I'm all for what you're saying, Mama Kelly. I'm willing to share music, and I hear you playing a lot of songs that I also love, and I'm sure that the listeners here would also want to hear some of those music.
Right. So we'll do that exchange, and when it you know with the flow when it comes up, you know, it don't have to be like on a Tuesday and a Thursday, blah, 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 blah. But just like how we do our thing, we do our little thing our way. We just do our thing, and you know, say if it's going to be like that, you going to tell Vaughn or me going to tell Vaughn, and we know what go on before it.
We'll sort it out.
We'll sort it out. Exactly. But me just want to make you know, say, my friend him is like, who you quote from where there? Can me just step on bush. Nice.
Yeah, man. Real humble youth, good vibe, good spirit youth. Yakster, big him up, you know.
Yeah, man. So let's you think it through, all right?
I will. I
All
definitely will.
All right. So this is how we say so long.
All right, you take care, Mama Kelly. We'll do this again on Thursday.
Yes, most I willing, we definitely will be doing that.
All right, you take care.
All right, bless up yourself. Always a pleasure. It is now 12:58, soon 12:58, and this is how we say so long. So thank you very much. Want to say enough respect to the entire tri-state, the Caribbean and Jamaican diaspora. Always a pleasure talking to Beauregard, and he is a host of the Corporate Hour on Irie Jam Radio.